Let's turn now to Hurricane Helene. The storm could become one of the deadliest on record. More than 160 people are dead and hundreds more are missing. Scientists say climate change makes these hurricanes larger, stronger, and more deadly because of the historic rainfall.
Anyway, joining me now, the great Senator Marsha Blackburn from the state of Tennessee. Senator, it's so gross to me how these people try to politicize tragedy like what you're going through in the state of Tennessee right now. It's just, honestly, it's inhumane the way they discuss it. It wasn't a discussion about helping these poor people. It, of course, had to tie back to a bunch of commie gobbledygook about climate change. It drives me freaking crazy.
Well, I was so surprised that the first thing she did was talk about climate change and not talk about the response of the federal government to what is an unprecedented disaster, natural disaster event. Jesse, you see the pictures and they're devastating, but when you are on the ground and walking through this and visiting with people and seeing that homes are gone, the foundation is not there. Roads and bridges are washed out, and the amount of response that is there, and the way that neighbors and friends have come together to help those that are in desperate need. And of course, we're still trying to rescue people, and we're still trying to find out who is dead and who is alive. And they want to talk about climate change. And indeed, it is so frustrating. And I have been with the governor twice now to East Tennessee to work on this. Some of our counties still do not have a phone call from FEMA, and we do not know when FEMA is coming in.
Well, maybe those counties should be more equitable. Everyone can remember Kamala Harris saying this back in the day.
It is our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. And so women. Absolutely. And so we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place.
Senator, obviously these comments are gross. Why hasn't FEMA been everywhere? I understand they can't be everywhere, and I understand it's the government. It's gross, it's stupid, it's inefficient. That's the nature of government, but it doesn't seem like they're that hot on things. They just came out recently, in fact, about an hour ago, and said, sorry, we're fresh out of money. Really?
And the thing is, our disaster emergency declaration was done on Friday, shortly after this occurred. The governor moved swiftly, Senator Haggerty and I moved swiftly, and then the application was made Monday to change it to a major disaster. We have communities in Upper East Tennessee where there are entire communities that are gone. We have county mayors that want to get this aid in. Our TEMA, the National Guard, our Highway Patrol, our local elected officials, our emergency management agencies, our emergency operations centers, they are all going full steam ahead. You have our churches and communities that have come together to help these communities in need, that are out helping to clear debris. They're helping to repair roads. They're working to get supplies into areas that are cut off. We have helicopters that are taking supplies of food and water in to keep people alive because they're stranded. These communities are cut off, and I-40 is going to be closed for quite a while. I-26, we've got a bridge. Both sides are out. You have other bridges, 5 other bridges that are out. You have roads that are damaged. So it is going to be necessary that FEMA come in alongside these communities. We are hopeful that more of our communities are going to hear from them and hear from them quickly, and that the aid that should be going to individuals and businesses will get to them quickly so that life can return to normal in these communities.
Praying for you guys, Senator. I actually hate to
Thank you.
move off of this because of what you're going through, but we do have to discuss some world affairs. Iran, Israel, people are concerned, but they have a lot of reasons to be concerned right now. Where is all of this going? Missiles raining down on Tel Aviv. It doesn't look like it's slowing down.
Well, it does not appear to be slowing down. And of course, Israel has the right to defend themselves. And I am one of those that believes we should go in and take out these oil terminals in Iran. And, or not we, but Israel should have the right to go in and take out these oil terminals in Iran and hit their pocketbook. You know, the sanctions that President Donald Trump had on Iranian oil, that worked. Iran was broke during President Trump's time. They didn't have money to spend funding their terrorist proxies because Iran is the world's largest sponsor of terrorism, and they spend their money on two things. It is funding terrorism, and it is enriching uranium because they want a nuclear weapon. So I believe that Israel has the right to defend themselves. Israel would do the world a favor by eliminating Hamas, eliminating Hezbollah, and we know that Israel is moving forward on their own.
Senator, speaking of Iran, another thing they spend their money on, at least according to Donald Trump, is trying to murder him. It's quite an eye-popping thing to wake up as an American and see that a foreign nation allegedly has an assassination team or teams here trying to murder the Republican nominee for president. I know you are limited in what you're allowed to tell us, but what can you tell us about this?
We know that Iran has pushed forward. They have made the death threats to President Trump, to former Secretary Pompeo, to Bolton, to Robert O'Brien. We are fully aware of that. And of course, these individuals are entitled to Secret Service protection. And it is quite concerning to us that there have been 2 assassination attempts on President Trump. And the first attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, information has been coming out very slowly on that. Congress has said it's just been very difficult for us to get answers from them. We're getting more answers about the situation in Florida, but there again, not quickly enough.
I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.